Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be over the course of 25 days, and it's going to be my journal challenge, and I'm going to be sharing the journal prompts and my own responses, and it's going to be very interesting because you'll get to see how my perspective kind of changes over time from a more negative to a more positive one. And I found these journal prompts to be very helpful and they really make you think about your life and your core values, which is so important, and they really can help you to heal. So they were really beneficial to me, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. Today's prompt was, what do you fear the most? Why? And is your fear rational? And I said, what I fear the most is my loved ones dying. I hate thinking about it because it truly just makes my chest ache. I think this is my biggest fear because I feel like I couldn't survive the pain of living in a world without them. I wouldn't want to do it, ever. And I think, yes, my fear is rational in the sense that it could happen to anyone at any given moment, but I think it's also a bit irrational because thankfully, as of right now, none of my loved ones are in a position where they could die soon or where they're in danger. So yeah, that was today's journal prompt. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey y'all, so it is currently almost like 11:30, but I forgot to share the journal prompt of the day. So here's my journal, and let's open it up. So today's journal prompt was, what qualities about yourself do you love the most? And my response was, I love my resilience that helps me get through tough situations. I love my smile because it's big and bright. I love how I am compassionate and give good advice to others. I love that I am working hard to get where I want to be. And lastly, I love how I'm trying my best to love all parts of me. Hey y'all, so I'm back with today's journal prompt. I have my journal right here with me, so let's go ahead and open her up. And today's journal prompt was, in the next year, what are 5 improvements you'd like to make regarding your life? Make a plan to accomplish them. So for the first one, I said to be more present. Just because I feel like in the past I've struggled with not really being present in the moment, or feeling like I wasn't being and living life in the moment that I was in. If y'all hear background noise, it's Audrey's game that she's playing. But so some things I could do to help myself with that is to be on my phone less while I'm doing something, just because I feel like my phone is really distracting a lot of the times and prevents me from like living my life. And then the second thing I can do is start to breathe in moments that I want to remember. And by that I mean, like, literally, if you're having a good time, like with your friends and you're out hanging with your friends or something, literally you just like kind of gotta like breathe the moment in and say to yourself, like, wow, I'm really here, my life is being really good to me right now because I'm doing this right now. The second is to be more active, just because in general I'm not a very active person. So I wanted to start doing yoga, stretching, working out maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and then protein shakes because I am trying to gain weight. Doing all of those is going to help me to be more active. The third thing I said was to have more money. And although money is kind of like a materialistic thing, you do need it for certain things in life, unfortunately. So to help me reach that goal, I just want to start saving my money more and budgeting myself. The fourth was just to be more peaceful overall. Like, I'm someone who has a very short tempered, I get irritated fast, so I want to be more peaceful, that way that doesn't happen as easily to me. And my plan for that is to meditate, pray, read affirmation. And then 5 was to overthink less. But one of the biggest reasons and causes of my overthinking is social media. So to help me reach that goal, I said I was going to spend less time on social media. Hey y'all, so I'm back with today's journal prompt. I just want to take a minute to appreciate my board. So cute. But today's journal prompt was write about one of your happiest memories. This is what I said. I said, one of my happiest memories was with my friend Hillary. We spent the whole day together taking pictures, driving around, and eating ice cream. It felt so good to laugh and blast music with one of my best friends. We were both going through some hard things at the time, but being together helped us to forget for just a little while. I remember her saying, I love how we're always with each other now, because we had started hanging out a lot. And in that moment, I felt so happy because I was finally letting my friends make a positive impact on my soul. Hey y'all already know what it's time for. It's time for today's daily journal prompt. I'm doing this like during the day because I don't get off till super late, so I didn't want to have to do it when I get home. But today's journal prompt is write about the people in your life that make you feel most at ease and what they do to make you feel that way. And I said, the people who make me feel most at ease in my life are my boyfriend and my close friends. I feel like my true self around them because they allow me to come as I am. I don't have to filter or hold back any parts of myself because they always let me be myself. We build and lift each other up. No matter what mistake I've made or what emotional state I'm in, they still love me the same. That's what makes me feel so at ease around them. Hey y'all, it's your girl back for today's journal prompt. So the prompt was write about a difficult memory and the coping mechanisms you used. Would you deal with it differently and why? And I said, a difficult memory is the time my boyfriend and I broke up for a little bit. I was going through so many personal struggles, and that on top of everything really sucked. I did everything and anything to distract myself from it. I never healed from it because I never gave myself time to think about it. I constantly was just telling myself that I was over it and I didn't care, and I did. And that's how I coped, because I coped by like not coping, if that makes sense, because I felt like I couldn't deal with that pain that I was feeling at that time. Thinking back, I could have handled things differently, but I wouldn't change a thing because that situation taught me a good lesson and made me a lot stronger for the future. And my boyfriend and I are back together now. It's crazy how things will fall into place, but I really think like we needed that separation to both get some things together in our life. Hey you guys, you already know what time it is. Today's journal prompt was write a poem describing the opposite of yourself. It doesn't have to rhyme. So here's what I wrote. Pretty and perfect. Her body has curves in all the right places, and she doesn't long to have any other girls' faces. She doesn't have to try to love herself because it comes naturally. She has never once wished she were dead, and her soul has never been filled with dread. Her outside is perfect, and her soul has not once been tainted, but she is weak. She is close-minded, and as for her voice, she still can't find it. Although physically she is perfect, and her heart has not been in pain, she has no wisdom and nothing to gain. Is she really what I want? I'm gonna just let that sit with y'all until tomorrow. I'll see y'all then. Hey guys, so I'm back with today's journal prompt. I know y'all see my whole little setup in the background. But today's journal prompt was write about the last time you cried and what caused you to cry. And I said the last time I cried was earlier this week. I cried out of frustration because I was wondering why I kept getting mad for small reasons. I felt really bad because I know it affects the people around me. All my frustration over feeling out of control just got to me and I had to let it out. Hey y'all, so today's journal prompt was write about the last time you laughed really hard. What was so funny? And I said the last time I laughed really hard was last night because I got stuck on my stairs. My mom and sister came out of their rooms and laughed when they saw me. Basically, I was trying to do that thing where like you can skip the steps, and I skipped too many on accident. It was funny just seeing myself sprawled out and stuck on the stairs, and it was also funny seeing my family's reaction. They were literally like, "What are you doing?" They were like, "Oh my god." Hey y'all, so the journal prompt for today is write a letter to the future you. And I said, "Dear future me, I hope you're really happy wherever you are in life. I hope your mental health is good and that you've healed. Where did you end up going to college? Are you still with Michael? If not, reach out to him soon. See how he's doing. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I know you're making me proud. Stay cool and stay happy. Love, past you." Hey y'all, so you already know I'm already here for today's journal prompt, and it was write a letter to one of your parents. And I said, I chose my mom just because I said, "Dear Mom, thank you for everything you do for me. I love you even when it may not seem like it. I'm sorry for any time I'm disrespectful. Things are just really hard for me sometimes, and I take it out on the people close to me. I really am trying hard to work on it, and I hope you can be patient with me. You're a great mom, and I love you." From Lyss. Alright y'all, so today's journal prompt was, what has your anxiety taught you about yourself? Sorry if you guys hear background noise. I have a fan blowing because it's a little hot in my room. I said, my anxiety has taught me a lot about my personality. I like to be organized. I like to be in peace and quiet. I like to have a plan. I like to be in control. It's taught me that I can get through the hardest of days, how to tell when others are anxious. It's taught me to know when I've reached my limits, that breathing is everything, and most of all, that I am my own biggest critic. Hey y'all, so I'm here to read y'all today's prompt. So today's prompt was write down a list of regrets. And you see, I don't have many regrets in my life because like I always say, like everything happens for a reason, and if I didn't do and make every single decision I made, then like I wouldn't be where I am today. But I do have a couple. So one is spending too much time getting in my own head. I feel like I used to spend a lot of time just criticizing my own self and second guessing myself when I really didn't need to. Running away from my problems, that's self-explanatory. And when I was younger, I was very disrespectful to my mom and my grandma, and that's one of my biggest regrets because I hate that I treated them badly because they're the people who provide for me the most in my life. Being rude to people in middle school, this one is a huge regret of mine. Like in middle school, I was just so bratty and rude, and I had a lot of personal stuff going on, and I took it out on everyone, and I just feel really bad for the way I treated some people, but I've grown and changed for the better since then. Not taking enough risks. I want to start taking more risks in life because I feel like a lot of the times I tend to go with the safest option, but sometimes the safest option isn't the best for me. Today is day 14. We're a little more than halfway there. And the prompt was, in detail, describe the perfect day. This one's just short and sweet. My perfect day would be when it's cold and rainy outside, so like you have no choice other than to like stay inside, and I would snuggle up with my dog and read some good books, watch Netflix, maybe like get everything organized. Like that's just my perfect day, like having a day like where I don't have a bunch of stuff to do and I can just relax and read. Like I would want to read like 1 or 2 books. Okay guys, so today's journal prompt is a little personal, so I'm going to be editing out the parts that like I'm not ready to share yet, and I also don't want to call anyone else out without their permission, so I'm just going to be editing some parts of it out. But today's prompt was write a letter to a person who has negatively impacted you. And I said, "Dear, why did you have to do what you did? It was disgusting, and you have no idea how much it hurt me. You ruined my self-esteem just from one post and a couple comments. and you don't even feel true remorse for it. That's the worst part. I can't even hate you because I realize you felt the need to comment on my body only because your own insecurities were showing. Your true self showed, and it showed a child. I can only hope someone like you will one day realize how much you hurt others and that you grow from it. I don't wish anyone that has like negatively impacted me any ill will. Like, everything happens for a reason, but journal prompts like these are good for you because they help you get any leftover feelings you have for them out. Okay, y'all, so today's prompt was write a letter to a person who has positively impacted you. And I chose my grandma, and I said, "Dear Grandma, thank you so much for being in my life. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, especially the things I don't know about. You're the strongest person I know. You've been through hell and back and over, yet you still find the courage to get out of bed each day, and you do it with a smile. That's what I love most about you. You love me even when I don't deserve it. You inspire and motivate me to be strong, to be kind, and just a good person in general. I love you," from Lyss. Okay guys, so today's journal prompt was write about an incredibly difficult choice you've had to make. And I said one of the hardest choices I've had to make was to move on and forgive. I held on so many negative feelings and to so much hurt. I was in a dark place and I just wanted to feel better, but I knew I would have to let go of the past if I really wanted it. It was so hard because it meant letting go of my pain, moving on without an apology, facing a new change and growth, and starting to live life the way I never had before, with a more positive outlook. It was hard, but with baby steps, I was able to do it. Hey y'all, so today was day 18 of the journal challenge, and today's prompt was to write down all of your coping mechanisms and evaluate which ones are most and least helpful. And I'm not going to share what I wrote for this one because I am planning on making a whole separate video just related to coping mechanisms. But I hope you guys have had a lovely day or whatever time you're watching this at. Hey guys, so sorry if my makeup looks messed up. For some reason it does on the camera. But today's journal prompt was describe what love means to you. And I said, love is warm and welcoming. It's strong enough to get you through the toughest battles. Love is the small things. Love is in the tip of our fingers. Love is the most addicting drug. The only drug that's good for you. Love is making your voice heard. It can come from you or others. Love is meant to be spread more than it's meant to receive. Love is accepting, even those who don't accept you. Love is accountability and respect. Love can't be taken back, only forgotten. Most of all, love is the emotion that nurtures and causes all of the other ones. Hey y'all. Wow, I look busted. And there's glitter on my face. But anyways, today's journal prompt was really deep and I loved it. It was to write a letter of forgiveness to yourself. And this is what I said. I said, "Dear me, you won't believe this, but I forgive you. You've been through some struggles and it left you hurt, and I understand. I forgive you for growing up too fast. At the time, you thought it was your only choice. I forgive you for how you acted and treated others in the past. You were hurting and didn't know how to deal with it. And you've made amends and you've said your apologies, so it's time to start forgiving yourself for it. I forgive you for staying silent. You were too young to know the difference. I forgive you for anything you feel guilty about, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but just remember to grow from it." Hey guys, sorry if my makeup looks bad. I was wearing a mask all day at work, and so it got messed up. But today's journal prompt was, have you ever felt isolated? Write about it. And I said, yes, I have felt isolated before. Whenever I'm sad or going through something, I tend to isolate myself from everyone and kind of just withdraw. It's just a really dark and cold feeling. It's like being at a concert but standing far away from the crowd. You can barely hear the music, but you know that it's there. Like, you can barely understand and keep up with what's going on around you, but you know that things are happening. And you feel cold because you don't have a swarm of bodies in a concert to keep you warm. And just like you don't have those relationships in your life anymore to keep your heart warm. Isolation leads to lots of other negative feelings for me. At times when I felt isolated, it was like screaming, but no one could hear. All you want in those moments is to be seen, heard, and understood. Hey guys, so today is day 22, and the journal prompt for today was write about 5 songs that mean the most to you and why. And I had a really hard time doing this because I love music, and there's like a lot of songs that speak to me, but these are my top 5, and they're not in like any particular order. It's just like the order I thought of them in. Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. It's just such a upbeat song. It makes me feel like I'm like unstoppable, and it reminds me of my friends because we always listen to it together, like when we're getting ready or like when we're in the car going somewhere. Like, it's kind of just like our song. Number 2, I said Good Days by SZA. That song has something in it. It honestly just brings me peace. It puts me in a good mood, and it reminds me to be present in the moment. 3, Love Yours by J. Cole. Kind of speaks for itself. It's such a good song with such a deep meaning, and it's very relatable for me, and it reminds me to love the life that I live. Number 4, I said Sure Thing by Miguel. It's like a cute little love song. It reminds me of Michael, and it's always like a good song to vibe to. Like, every time I hear it, I get in a good mood and I feel happy. And number 5, I said Yellow by Coldplay. It literally makes me feel like I'm floating. Like, I don't know what that song has in it, but I just love it so much. Like, it makes me feel like I'm floating on some clouds. Y'all already know what it is. It's day 23. We only have 2 more days of this journal challenge, and it's a very bittersweet feeling. Today's prompt was write a list of 10 things you want to remember during difficult times. And this prompt was super helpful to me because when you're going through hard times, it's easier to forget all the things you want to remember, so making a list of them could really help someone. So what I said was number 1, time heals, and that's so cliche, but it's really true. And number 2 was every bad day comes to an end. 3 was that everything you're feeling will pass. 4, you've made it through every struggle life has thrown your way, so you'll make it through this one too. 5, you don't have to be perfect all the time. Number 6 was everything will work out in the end. And number 7, your life was meant to be lived even through the hard part. 8 was you are loved and your emotions are valid. Same with number 9, to take care of yourself. And then last but not least, number 10 was you were given this life because you're strong enough to live it. Today is day 24. We have 1 more day of this challenge. And today's journal prompt was to write a list of objects that are most comforting to you and why. And I didn't say how long the list has to be, so I just chose the 6 things that are most comforting to me. I didn't write them in any specific order, but I said 1, my stuffed animals. They're literally all right here. That's because they're soft, they're cuddly, like I like the warmth they bring me. Number 2, my jewelry. As you can tell, I'm very much like to wear jewelry, and that's just because it brings me confidence and it makes me feel classy, so I find it comforting in that way. Number 3, sweaters, hoodies, cardigans, like anything that you like wrap around your body, mainly because I like the warmth that they bring and it makes me feel more secure. Number 4, I said candles, and also basically the same thing. Like, They are warm, they smell good, and they're relaxing. Number 5 was books. Also the same thing, you know, books are something that I've grown up with my whole entire life. I've always loved to read books, so it's comforting in the sense that it reminds me of my childhood, but also in the sense that that's a hobby that relaxes me. And then number 6, I said blankets. Also just because they're very comforting, cozy, warm, and you know, they make me feel secure. Hey you guys, so today is the last day. It's day 25. And the final journal prompt was write about something that's frustrating to you. And I said, I find it frustrating when I have a setback after doing good for so long. It's like a sudden wave that crashes over me. I hate waking up one day and feeling sad after I was feeling so happy for a while. I think it's so frustrating because of how discouraging it can be. It makes it easier for me to jump to conclusions like, I'll never be happy, or there's always going to be something wrong. And if you've gone through that before, I think you'll know how frustrating that feeling is and how frustrating that situation is. But that is it for the journal prompts, you guys. And this experience has been really helpful to me and really changed my perspective on how I look at things in life. So I highly recommend participating in this journal challenge if you can. And if you like this video and want to see more content like this, go ahead and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know how this challenge went for you.